What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, we live in a mad world right now. I got breaking news out of Port Huron, Michigan. And it's about a father that has shot 3 of his children, killing one of them, and the other 2 are in critical condition, rushed to trauma centers in Detroit, Michigan. Now, according to reports right now, it's saying that the victims, well, it says around, I'll just tell you what they got right now. It said Port Huron Police Department said they received multiple 911 calls from the 2800 block of Glenview Court about 6:10 a.m. this morning, reporting that people had been shot. When police arrived, they found the 3 victims, all under the age of 18, with gunshot wounds. A 17-year-old boy, who was among those victims that was later pronounced dead, a 13-year-old boy, and a 12-year-old girl were reported to be in critical but stable condition, police said. The suspect, a 44-year-old man, is the father of the victims. The report said he was taken into custody at the scene without incident. Police say they will be seeking charges. Now, with all that being said, a father turned the gun on his kids early in the morning on a school day. Don't know what it was about, but this is what they have so far. Take a look and expect an update later on.
We want to get back to that breaking news from Port Huron, where 3 teenagers have been shot. And sadly, we have been able to confirm that one of the victims has died. This is happening right now at the Glenview apartment complex in Port Huron. That's where we find 7 News Detroit reporter Ryan Marshall, who just arrived on the scene. And Ryan, I understand you have new information from Port Huron Police.
Yeah, that's right. We're here on the scene of the Glenview Gardens apartment complex here in Port Huron, and multiple law enforcement authorities here on scene, including Port Huron Police and then also Michigan State Police. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see what this looks like right here. According to Port Huron Police, 3 people, all under the age of 18, transported to various Detroit area hospitals with gunshot wounds. Police have confirmed that one of the minors, a boy, was pronounced dead at the hospital. 2 others are being transported in critical condition. We don't know the ages of the minors as of yet. Now, authorities say they do have a suspect in custody and believe this was domestic related. It's currently unknown what caused the shooting in the first place. Now, I do want to note that police do know the relation of the suspect to the victims, but are not releasing that information as of yet. This is still a very active scene right now. They have scheduled a press conference for 9 o'clock. So at the top of the hour, we're hoping to learn more information about what's going on here. But certainly a very serious situation. A triple shooting here at the Glenview Garden apartment complex in Port Huron. 1 person is confirmed dead. As we get that information from them, we'll get it to you on air and online. But for now, I'm Ryan Marshall reporting from Port Huron for 7 News Detroit this morning.
All right, and Ryan, before you go, in this view here that we have with your photographer, there is a large area cordoned off. Do we know if this happened inside that apartment or outside, or perhaps both? Do we have any insight there?
Well, we believe that this actually happened, and I don't know if you can see that right there where there's a broken fence and the back door appears of this apartment to be open. We believe that this happened inside the apartment complex. We're going to go clarify and clear that up to make sure that that did in fact happen inside the apartment. But certainly a very difficult scene here, and police and authorities are still trying to ascertain more information. Those shooting victims on their way to Trauma 1 centers. So there are only a handful of Trauma 1 centers in the Detroit area. We don't know where they're going to specifically be sent, but certainly in critical condition right now. 3 minors on their way, 2 of them in critical, 1 now deceased. Keenan.
All right, a heartbreaking story early on this Thursday morning. Ryan Marshall, live for us in Port Huron. Thank you.
The investigation revealed that a father, 44-year-old, had shot his 3 children. The 3 children, 1 is deceased, the other 2 have been transferred to Detroit area hospitals. They're listed in critical condition at this point. We have the father in custody. He's cooperating with the investigation, has made statements assisting us with this investigation at this point.
So I know you can't say too much in terms of the motive behind it, but do you have any idea what kind of happened inside the apartment?
I can't really give any details on that right now. The investigators are still working the case, still talking with the father and working through that part.
Can you kind of walk us through just the timeline of what happened and who was inside the home and what happened?
So it's a family home. During the incident, there's a 20-year-old son, and the mother were able to wrestle with the father during the shooting and prevent anything further from happening.
Has there been a history of any sort of domestic incidents at this apartment?
Still have to look into what our past calls. I'm not sure on that at this time.
How is everybody holding up right now? Obviously, this is a case involving 3 children that were shot. One has passed away, 2 in critical condition. I know it's tough on neighbors, on family members, and on investigators who are out here trying to piece this together.
Yeah, it's definitely tough on everyone. This, another senseless act of violence, just a heinous crime, just unthinkable to have this happen. But they seem to be holding up. If you work your way through it.
Was the father here when you arrived, or did you have to find him?
He was taken in custody here at the residence.
So he was inside the apartment when your officers got here?
Yes.
Do we know where the other children are being taken specifically?
No, I don't know the specific hospitals.
But
No.
Detroit area hospitals.
Detroit area
Trauma
hospitals.
One centers.
Yep.
Okay.
When investigators arrive on scene and you hear, we heard several calls of 911 saying there was a shooting, but you arrive on scene learning kids are involved, allegedly domestic violence incident. Does that change protocol for you guys?
No, it doesn't really change protocol. It's harder to deal with when it's kids. Obviously, it's not the kind of scenes that you're used to dealing with, but it doesn't really change our protocol. The officers responded, they get inside, make sure it's secure, start rendering aid to the victims. We have the assistance of the state police, the county sheriff. They came and assist with us. Tri-Hospital EMS and our fire department responded and started rendering aid and taking the victims to the hospitals and getting them treated.
Hearing some rumors that this could have been the property manager of the apartment complex. Are you hearing anything like that?
I don't know that.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of investigators spending some time outside the units and kind of the wooded area back there. Is there anything else that they're trying to piece together, or was it all inside the unit?
No, mostly what you're seeing right now is scene security. So we're waiting for the Michigan State Police Crime Lab to come in. They're going to assist us with investigating the scene inside the residence, and we're also waiting to get our search warrant to go inside. So they're just making sure that they're protecting the crime scene right now.
Chief, do you remember another time when you've dealt with something to this magnitude, a tragedy of this magnitude involving so many children?
I can't name one right off the top of my head. 26 years in law enforcement, we see a lot of things, but something like this where domestic related, where the father, it's tragic. I don't know that I've seen something exactly like that before. No.
I imagine there'll be support services for your officers. Something like this is so traumatic on everyone.
Yeah, fortunately, we partner with our community mental health. They have a liaison that works right in our police department, so she's already been working with our officers. She's working with our dispatch taker, our call takers that took the original call. She's out there right now debriefing with them, and she'll be working with our staff as well as the mother, the other victims of this case, and going through it. So for sure.
Now the other two, the 13 and 12-year-old are in critical condition. Any insight into if you think they're going to survive or not at this point?
Yeah, as far as I know right now, critical condition. They have a prognosis of surviving.
Chief, just recently, shooting in Colorado, the shooting in Utah, shooting here. Any message to those gun owners here in Port Huron or in Michigan?
Yeah, more. It's just if you're having mental health issues, if you're having problems, seek the help before you let it rise to this level. It's just a tragic incident that doesn't have to happen.
Again, I know it's very early, but do you have any indication of the why? Was this a mental health situation?
The investigators are working through that right now and talking with everybody and kind of trying to put it together. But I don't have a exact answer to that. I don't know that we'll ever have a sensible answer to it at all. Anyway.
And who else is assisting you in this investigation?
Well, we have our St. Clair County Sheriff. We always work hand in hand with them. The Michigan State Police, Tri-Hospital EMS, Fire Department is kind of our investigative team. Obviously, our prosecutor's office works very closely with us.
I know you kind of alluded to it, but can you kind of walk through the next steps for you? What do you and your team have to do now?
So right now it's just kind of piecing it together. So doing our investigation, doing our interviews, contacting witnesses, and just try and put together, get the facts, and review it with our prosecutor's office, and kind of go from there with it.
Just a lot of healing is going to need to
Yeah,
take
a lot
place.
of healing in the community. You know, this doesn't just touch the family. You know, it's going to be this whole community here. It touches our schools. It touches everybody. So, just kind of working through that with everybody and trying to recover from it and move on to the next steps. Right?
Do you know how long they've been residents here at the apartment complex?
I do not know.
Okay. Chief, anything else you want to say, or any messages for your community at this point?
No, you know, I would suggest if you need help, reach out. This kind of senseless, tragic acts of violence, just they don't need to happen. And there's help out there for everybody for whatever you're going through. It doesn't have to come down to this.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, thank you.
Time. Thank you.
And again, that was the chief of police here in Port Huron giving us a quick update on the situation that they have been dealing with since early this morning, since about 6:15 this morning, involving a triple shooting at an apartment complex here. He just mentioned that the 44-year-old suspect, a father, is in custody. He is accused of shooting 3 of his children. A 17-year-old is dead. 2 others remain in critical condition. They're at hospitals in Detroit.